Hi guys, my name is Rachel, and today I wanted to share some stories about paranormal experiences. I had a lot of paranormal experiences throughout my entire life, but I wanted to share a lot from my childhood since those were a lot more dramatic and I can remember them so much more vividly. And I just wanted to share those since it is getting close to Halloween in October, and I just think it'd be cool to share. And if you all have any paranormal experiences and want to share them, I'd totally love to hear them. I love hearing about all this spooky, weird stuff. I just think it's really cool. And if you don't like paranormal stuff or don't believe in it, that's totally fine. We all have our own beliefs. And, yeah, so if you don't want to watch it, that's totally fine. But this is for people who are interested in it or just like hearing the stories. So let's just get started on my childhood experiences. And I apologize in advance for the camera being so up close to my face. This is the only place I can put it for now. So, here we go. So I lived in a 3-bedroom house in New Jersey. The house was fairly new. It was about 22 years old, I'd say. So it was new. It wasn't like anyone could have like died or like had a seance in there or something. Like I think only like 2 families lived in there before my parents bought it. And they bought it when I was a little baby. And the first, I don't know if it's considered paranormal or not, but I just think it's kind of strange. When I was around 1 years old, around 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, I would throw myself out of the crib, crawl to the door, and just start pounding on it, screaming my head off until my parents would come in. My parents weren't the people that would like put their kid in the bed. They would just stay until they fell asleep. And they thought I was just being a brat, so they'd put me back in, like, you're fine, we just checked your diaper, we just fed you, blah, blah, go to sleep. But consistently, I would not go to sleep. I would literally keep throwing myself out of the crib and trying to like get out of my room, and repeatedly like they'd come up and like find me curled up in a corner near the door asleep. Like I would just try and get out of my room until I exhausted myself out and fell asleep. So like I said, I don't know if that's considered paranormal or not, but I just think that's kind of strange. Or maybe I was just a brat, I don't know. So another, like a few years down the road, I can't really remember much like during like 1 or 2 years old, but I can remember when I was around 4 years old maybe. So I had a baby sister born, and she was around 1 year old. And when I was 4, I would tell my parents that I would see this lady in my closet all the time. I'd be like, there's a lady in my closet, there's a lady in my closet, there's a lady in my closet. And for some reason, my uncle and my mom were in my room, and I wasn't there, and they had my baby sister playing in there. And my sister, for some reason, crawled into the closet. So my mom was talking to my uncle, and during that time, when my sister is like her age, my mom was teaching her the eyes, nose, mouth game. Like, let me see your eyes. Eyes. Okay, show me your mouth. Mouth. And that kind of stuff. So my mom was talking to my aunt, or my uncle, and all of a sudden she hears my sister go, eyes, mouth, ears, and she looks inside the closet, and my sister's staring at a wall, like playing this game and like waiting as if someone's talking to her. And my mom goes in to grab her out of the closet, and she said she feels like the static just go right up her arm. And she so that was kind of weird. I wasn't there, so I can't vouch for it, but that's what she told me. That's what both of them told me. So after that, seeing the lady in the closet a few days later, I was looking through photo albums when I was like at my grandma's house, and for some reason I just loved to look at these old photo albums. For some reason I just would consistently look at them, and my grandma was showing them to me, and as she was showing me this one, I like pointed at it, and I'm like, that's the lady I see in the closet. And it was like my grandma's grandma. So she was like, what? She's like, nuh-uh. And I was like, yeah, that's the lady I see in my closet all the time, blah, blah, blah. So she got all freaked out. And that was another experience when I was around 4 years old. So moving down the line. When I got into middle school, when I was like 12 or something like that, things just got a lot weirder. And my friends could definitely tell that my house was haunted. Because when I got older, just weirder stuff started happening. I would have friends over, and stuff would just start moving for example, we had this creepy ass porcelain doll. Well, my mom did, and it was in the guest room. Kind of, it was a big area. It was like a family room or something, and then we had the living room across, and then the kitchen. So we were in this family room, and my mom had this huge bookshelf, like 8 feet tall. At the very top was her antique stuff, and on one of them was a super creepy Alice in Wonderland porcelain doll. And this thing was scary. Like, no one could tell me this thing was not scary, because you will look at it and be like, holy crap, what is that? And everyone was freaked out about it. They're like, ew, that thing's so weird. But there's no way we could have reached it. It was like 8 feet. Like, this bookshelf was 8 feet tall. And we went out to get into the kitchen to get something. My dad was asleep. My sister was asleep, but she was still a baby. We're still young. And my mom was in the living room she's probably working. She's probably doing work. And we go back in, and this doll was on the floor, head turned, staring at the entranceway. And we freaked out, grabbed my mom. We're like, that doll moved. It's on the floor. And she got mad at us and was like, oh, stop playing with my doll. You know, that's valuable, and et cetera, et cetera. And we're like, we couldn't even reach it. And the doll's head was moved to face the entranceway. It was just so creepy. So my mom, like, had to get a stepladder and put it back on the shelf. And then we went to sleep, freaking out about this doll still, because we had to spend the night with this damn thing in the room. And, I think it was my friend Jessica that woke up and was like, Rachel, that doll moved again. And we look up, and the doll's head was turned. So, I'm getting cold chills because I hate the freaking doll. And my mom still has it, but it's at her house. It's not in mine because I'm not putting it in here. And, so that was another weird experience. And I was with my friend Liz, and we were talking in that same room. And it was in the afternoon, so it wasn't even nighttime. We were just talking. And I was like, yeah, I've been having weird dreams, blah, blah, blah. 'Cause for some reason when I was little, I always had these really creepy dreams. And we were talking about them. We were the only 2 people in the house, because my dad would have been home in like 20 minutes. So we just waited inside, because he was going to take us to get ice cream or something. And as I'm sharing this dream, we hear 3 bangs on this window. We look up, and there's a shadow of a man. Like, it's in the afternoon, it's still sunny, but there was a shadow of a man staring into the window. And we scream and run out the door, like, of the entrance, and we were going to go to the backyard, because we were like, we're not being near that. And as we were running through the house, we just heard bang, 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 bang on all the walls. So we ran outside, ran around the front to see if someone was even out there. No one was out there, so we ran down the block and just waited there until my dad pulled up, and he's like, what are you guys doing? And we're like, we're not going back in that house. Like, there's someone standing outside the door. So my eyes are just bothering me today. So yeah, that was another really, really weird experience and my friends were like, we're not coming back here anymore. Your house is creepy. So that was an experience with my friends. The weird stuff happened up in my room all the time. I know when I would sleep, I would always sleep with the covers over my head because I didn't want to see anything, because I was so scared of seeing something stay in my room. Because one time I woke up in the middle of the night because I thought I heard someone come in my room, and I look up and there was a shadow of a man standing near my desk watching me. So I turned on my light real quick, and he kind of like simmered out. Like, he didn't just go poof, gone. It was like his head just kind of like disintegrated, and then poof, he was gone. Super weird. So from then on, I always slept with my covers over my head, and multiple times during the night, I would be awake because I'd always hug my stuffy, and then have my face buried into the pillow and my covers over my head, and I'd feel someone start tugging the blankets till they're off my head, and then I'd freak out, pull the blankets back over my head. It was like a consistent battle. I was like, not having that. So I started sleeping with my light on. Didn't help. I'd see things move with the lights on, and that's what scared me even more. My room was fairly big in that house, and I had a cafe table. And I remember one night, distinctly, I had the light on because I was scared ever since I saw that man and my covers being pulled over my head. That I was watching my cafe table, and because I just put my book down, I was doing homework or something, I was just laying down like this, like, okay, I can go to sleep anytime now, and the chair pulled out, and then, like, pushed back in, like, someone pulled out like it was sitting there and then pushed back in like they were like, okay, I'm going to sit here now. Oh my god, that really scared me. I'm sorry, my cats are making these noises now. So that was a really weird thing, and I freaked out. I was like, mm-mm. So I started putting a whole bunch of stuff on my chairs and my table and my desk because I didn't want anything moving or sitting down. And it was so weird. And another time with my light on, I saw my closet doors open and close. Thankfully, I did not see anything in the closet, but I just saw the closet doors open, and they were ones that you pulled like this, so it didn't like swing out or swing in, like they were like side doors. I saw them open and then shut. And I was like, no. It just, lights on or lights off, it didn't matter. I could either get creeped out by men staring at me in the dark or have lights on and see crap move. So it was a lose-lose situation. Another distinct memory I had is when I freaked out and told my mom, like, I cannot do this anymore. It scared me so bad. I had the light off that night, and I kept my door, like, this much cracked so I could see a little bit of the hallway. And I was starting to drift asleep, and I heard someone walk up the stairs. And I was like, oh, it's probably my dad. Like, he's going to come in and say goodnight. No. The door slowly opened, and no one was there. And I kind of like peeked my head out from under the covers and was like, okay. And then I heard footsteps walk around my bed. And I just started closing my eyes. I was like, maybe it'll just go away, if I ignore it. It like walked around, sat on my bed behind me. So at this point I started reaching for my like light. And as I was doing that, a hand just clamped on my shoulder and I screamed, turned on the light, and nothing was there but an imprint, like an imprint that was left over. And I just started bawling, and I told my mom, I was like, I can't do this anymore, like, it won't leave me alone. So my mom thought it would be better to confront it, and she's like, you need to leave her alone, she doesn't like it, it scares her, thinking that'd get better, and it didn't. One of the scariest things happened was, I think it was in the bathroom. My parents took my dog out for a walk, and they're usually gone for about 15 minutes. My sister was upstairs in her room. Then there's a hallway, the bathroom, and then another door in the bathroom that leads to my parents' room. And my sister was in her room doing her homework. There was a hallway and then the bathroom. I left the other door that leads into my parents' room open, and I closed the one that leads into the hallway in my sister's room. So I'm in the shower, and I'm washing my hair, and then I start hearing things like the water turning on in the faucet and like weirds in the toilet seat going up and down, and I'm like, okay, please leave me alone, like it's really scaring me, I don't like this. And oh my god, after I said that, my mom had these little perfume bottles like on a display case thing in the bathroom, and one of them was chucked into the shower and fell at my feet. So I jumped out really quick thinking that my sister was trying to mess with me. And I opened the door, I'm like, what is wrong with you? And she's just like, what? What did I do? And then I backed up a little bit, I'm like, there's a perfume, and the door just slammed in my face. And there's no way that door could have had any air current or anything because it was just a hallway, there's no windows, and then the other back door was closed. That door slammed, and then I heard something run around the house toward the other door. And I tried getting out that way. And it felt like there was no lock for that door either. It felt like someone was holding the door, and I couldn't open it. So I started freaking out and pounding on the door. My sister opened the other one, and we both ran outside. Like, I had a towel, and I didn't even care. I was like, no, this is not happening. That was, like, one of the worst experiences I've ever had. That was so scary. This video is already pretty long, so I don't want to keep going and boring you all, but those were some of the main experiences I had at the house. There's definitely a heck of a lot more, but if you guys are interested in these videos, please just let me know. I'd be happy to share more, hopefully shorter videos, but if you have any experiences or anything, please let me know, because I'd love to hear about all this stuff. I love getting freaked out and stuff. So, thank you all for watching, and I apologize if I kept saying or messing with my hair a lot or something, because it is the first video I've ever made, so I do apologize for that, but thank you all for listening. Bye!